Aloha Taurus, and welcome to your reading for the month of June 2026. We're going to dive right into it. If you would like to get a personal reading with me, you can find me at themagicsiren.com. We have a fresh promo code for the month of June. It's all down in the description box below, including our Patreon link if you want to join us over there. But now that I've said that, let's get into your reading for the month of June 2026. We're going to start with the overall vibe or theme for the month. We'll move into any potential obstacles or challenges. We'll shuffle to see how we can overcome those things, and then we'll get any extra messages that Universe and Spirit have for you for this June 2026. We're going to start with our Love Oracle and our General Oracle to kick off the overall vibe. So let's go ahead and see what's happening in terms of love, emotions, and relationships for June 2026 for all of you Taurus friends. Let's go ahead and see what's going on. We're asking Universe and Spirit for any messages in love. We have a reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. Now, this reconciliation card does not have to always be negative or positive. It can be one or the other. So take it how it resonates as you move through the month of June. Sometimes a reconciliation means someone from your past is coming back to maybe give you closure on a situation that was really difficult or painful to deal with. Sometimes a reconciliation can be someone's coming from your past to rekindle a relationship, and it might be a good idea. Obviously, use your discernment this month, and we are going to see what other cards and messages come through that might be able to give you a little more guidance there, but it feels like there's definitely something from the past that's coming up this month of June, whether it's for closure or to start something new, to rekindle a flame, will ultimately be up to your personal journey. Let's go ahead and see what General Oracle we have so we can maybe start adding and building to this message for June. We have leadership. Take charge of this situation. I'm going to say this. When it comes to the reconciliation, whatever comes back from your past, you make sure that you're in charge of it, okay? You get to say yes or no. You get to say if you're going to respond to the text or not. Are we going to block the number and move on? Are we going to open the door and have the conversation? You get to be the leader on that situation, okay? So take charge of and control of the situation. Outside of the reconciliation, this card really just represents taking charge of your life. If there's something you would like to experience in this month of June, make it happen. If you want that promotion, ask for it and make it happen. If you want to start a project, make it happen. You are the sign this month that can make it happen. So step into that leadership role, take charge of your life, take charge of the situation. And when it comes to a potential reconciliation, just know that you hold the power there, okay? Let's go ahead and move into our tarot cards and see what tarot card comes out for the overall vibe and theme. I'm curious to see what tarot has to add to the overall theme and vibe so far. So far, we have some pretty good energy. It feels very empowering for this month. We have the Seven of Pentacles in reversal. You know, when we see the Seven of Pentacles in the upright, this is that card of saying now is a good time to take a step back, really reflect on all of the hard work that you've done. You're given an opportunity to really enjoy the fruits of your labor. And this is being in reversal, telling me that you might have a hard time this month taking a step back and enjoying the fruits of your labor. I think sometimes when we get into this moment of leadership, and honestly, with you being Taurus and having that energy of the bull, it can be really easy for you to hear taking leadership, taking control and charge of the situation means just pushing forward right through it, when in reality there might be some power and fulfillment and really leadership in being able to take a step back and being able to recharge your batteries. It gives you a fresh perspective on what you're working towards, what your life really consists of, and where your energy comes from. So that Seven of Pentacles being in reversal tells me that we need to make sure that we're also finding balance between pushing forward and taking charge, but also taking a step back and enjoying the fruits of our labor too. It's that balance of work hard, play hard. Let's go ahead and see what the potential challenge or obstacle might be for this month. Even though I feel like that Seven of Pentacles is already kind of telling in its reversal position, but I'm curious to see what else kind of comes out here. We do have Death. The Death card really does represent transformation, allowing yourself to go through these transformative moments. The month of June is probably going to be a really deep transformative month for you in general. I feel like you're not the only earth sign that kind of has this vibe. Really, I don't think you're the only sign that, like in general, from all 12 zodiac signs for the month of June, that's getting that vibe of transformation. I think with it being the middle of the year, there's this moment for us to kind of reflect on what were some of the goals and the ambitions and that list of, you know, resolutions or whatever it was that you had at the new year, at the beginning of the year. What have you accomplished? What have we maybe lost focus on? Or what has really shifted and changed What are some of the things that maybe we want to plant now? I think part of that energy coming out with that Seven of Pentacles in reversal is essentially saying if we don't take the time, at least once a week, to take a step back and recharge, look at all the hard work that we've done, enjoy some of our hard work, it's really difficult for us to see where can we sort of shift, where can we change, where can we start to transform. Where have we maybe lost focus? Again, where have we put too much energy and attention into? And what sort of goals have really shifted and changed because we have shifted and changed, right? So the Death card coming out saying the potential obstacle or challenge for you this month is essentially saying the challenge might be the transformation. The challenge might be to take that step back and see what needs to change. What can we release? Where can we take control a little bit more and maybe release in other areas, right? Especially with the reconciliation card coming out. I think this combination here is saying whatever is coming back from your past, let it be closure, and that's it, right? Like, let the closure come in, take it as the lesson, and now we're going through the transformation with that energy. I'm kind of curious to see what tarot is going to come out when it comes to how to overcome that challenge. Again, the challenge being leaning into the transformation this month. I think you're going through deep transformation, but there's still that necessity for you to continue to take charge of your life. Let's go ahead and take the only card that flipped in the upright position, which is the World in reversal. I think for a lot of you that are watching this, and the World is also Earth energy, for a lot of you that are watching this, you've already completed a cycle. You've already completed a chapter, and it's interesting because you're the second Earth sign that I'm doing for the June readings. I just did Capricorn, and Capricorn had a similar energy where it was like we've closed a season and we're going into a new one. You have come to the conclusion or the completion of a chapter in your life. And I think that's kind of the energy of saying, let's take charge to see that. Let's take charge and say, okay, let me enjoy some of the fruits of my labor because I've come to the end of this chapter. I've done this victoriously. I'm able to, sit at the end of this and say I was successful in this season in my life, whether it looked like a blessing or a lesson or whatever it is, right? I'm going to allow myself to lean into the transformation and really open up the idea of starting a new season in my life, starting a new chapter. Sometimes that change can feel a little bit uneasy. And I think when it comes to such a fixed sort of earth sign like Taurus, where you're very much in this space of like slow and steady will win the race, it feels like this energy of opening up your mind and allowing yourself to be like, you know what, maybe there is something else in this next season for me. I don't have to keep just watering this same plant, this same tree. Let me plant some new seeds and go through this transformation. I'm going to take whatever kind of comes up from this previous season or these previous relationships, use it as my closure, and really allow myself to take charge to go into the next season in my life. This is very interesting because, like I said, I think Capricorn had a very similar energy as well, just different messages. So make sure you're watching your sun, moon, and rising. Maybe you have Capricorn in your chart. Let's go ahead and get any extra messages that Universe and Spirit have for you. Any extra messages for Taurus this month? Any extra messages for Taurus for June 2026? Lots of good energy here. It does feel very empowering still. You're going through personal transformations. You're being asked to reevaluate what do you really want to work on from now through the end, the second half of the year. And what sort of goals have you already achieved that you did plant the seeds for? We have the Hanged One or the Hanged Man. So gaining different perspective before we start rushing forward. And I did mention that already. It's like, having that bull energy, yes, Earth energy in general is slow and steady wins the race, but having that bull as your sign, sometimes you do want to charge forward. And it's like maybe we do need to just kind of slow down a little bit, take all the perspectives into consideration, right? And know that sometimes some of the most power, strength, and wisdom comes from that slow growing energy, right? You're going into this time where there is this sort of season shift. There's the closing of one chapter, the opening of another. The world says you've completed it, but it's in reversal because we're still kind of lingering in between seasons. And I think I mentioned this for Capricorn's reading as well, where it feels like it's a lingering month for you. When we think about going from fall to winter, we have those leaves that are still maybe lingering on some of those tree branches. When we go from spring to summer, there might still be some buds on those spring blooming flowers that haven't bloomed yet. it kind of feels like we're at that space right now. There's a little bit of lingering energy, and your spirit team is telling you to take charge of this situation. Reflect on anything that's still lingering in your life. Know that this season is coming to an end. You've made it through the season, so congratulations, Taurus, you did it. Now you get to take a moment, enjoy some of the fruits of your labor, go through that personal transformation. It's that midway point of the year, so anything that is kind of coming back and lingering, kind of giving that reconciliation vibe, take it as your closure, take it as your lessons, and allow yourself to gain that new, fresh perspective so we can start July ready to really go forward, put that bull into action, and start planting some fresh new seeds. I like this message for you. I think all the earth signs are going to be very similar for the month of June, so I'm excited to see what comes for Virgo energy. Again, make sure you're watching your sun, moon, and rising for a complete picture. If you're still watching and you have not liked this video, consider liking this video. Consider subscribing to the channel. We've been getting so many new friends in our Ohana, so join us. We love it. If you do want a personal reading with me, you can always find me at themagicsiren.com. Also, check out our podcast. Every Sunday, we drop a new episode. It's called The Siren Circle. All the information is down in the description box below. Either way, I hope you have an amazing month of June. I'm going to let you get back to your day. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you again next week. Aloha.